Yo, what's up, guys? This one is called The Log Line, promising something for everyone. The log line, soon we'll be making another run. On sentence, set your course for adventure, your mind on a new screenplay. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, so this one's log lines, right? So I said the other day, man, I don't do them, dude. Fuck that. Um, so, and I also said I will show you a correspondence. I said I'll post it, but then I'm like, nah, I like videos better because shit's more nuanced than like 248 characters. So here it is. Here's a correspondence I had with the I don't even know why I need to say arguably. I think he's an A-list producer, right? Won Best Picture several times in the last few years. I mean, probably pretty easy to figure out who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to name them because to keep them out of my shenanigans, right? But so I'll show you, all right? So this is an email exchange we had, and go ahead and pause it. I blacked out like the private information. Go ahead and pause it if you want to. This ain't fake, dude. I don't do fake stuff. You got it? Okay, so now I'll read it. So I said, hey, producer's name, wanted to run a concept past you. Untitled. I don't even have the fucking title, man. My experience as a, quote, colored, parentheses, think Trevor Noah, modeling in South African as apartheid is ending. A brutal yet beautiful story, parentheses, murder, drugs, violence, racism, politics versus the beautiful humanity of blacks who refuse to let hate win. Set against the backdrop of a racist modeling world. An American, then I drop down, white space, right? An American, quote, colored boy experiences the ugliest side of humanity in Johannesburg and simultaneously the most beautiful side of humanity in the slums of Soweto. They teach him what being black truly is. He's changed forever. Thematically explores and comments on the present day slavery all blacks face worldwide. True story I'm able to write quickly based on diaries kept. Thanks for any thoughts you might have. Best, Jason. So then I get a response back in probably 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Which is very fast for a producer at that level, right? And we'll get into that in 1 second. But, so do I have a log line in there? No, I do not. I don't even have a title. He says, hi, Jason. Hope this finds you well, and I appreciate you reaching out. We have not had good luck with pitches that are not based on underlying source material and without filmmakers' involvement at the outset. Let me pause right there before I get into the but. We have not had good luck with pitches. Okay? That goes back to where I said wanted to run a concept past you. So that's my fault for misleading him into thinking that I want to take this out as a pitch, right? So that's my fault because I did not want to take it out as a pitch. Then he said that are not based on underlying source material, IP, right? So I never mentioned any IP. And he says without filmmakers' involvement at the outset, meaning an A-list director or someone super fucking hot, right? So I get that. And then I realized, I kind of implied that I would like him to attach to this pitch and take it out, which I did not. That's not what I was saying here. But that's my fault. Then he says, but I would be happy to read a script when you have one. Wishing you and yours all the best. Then his name, right? So is this the way people would tell you to pitch an A-list producer? No. Okay? Did this producer get back? What did I achieve here? Let me ask you this. What is the log line intended to do? right? It's intended to get a read, right? So I achieved that on a script that isn't even written yet. Okay, so here you go. There's an A-list producer who's agreeing to read my screenplay before it's even written. Okay, so this is what I mean by you don't need a fucking log line. However, let me point out two things, right? One thing someone could say is, I like doing log lines. I love them. So cool, man, keep doing them. You know, I'm not saying this is the only way. All I'm saying is there's multiple ways to skin a cat. And I've seen people be adamant, you must have a log line or no one's gonna read it. I just proved that's not true, right? And this ain't that long ago, it's a couple years ago, right? I ultimately decided I don't wanna write that screenplay. Why? Because I landed on another story that's so close to my story that I could get IP for it, and it's just probably a bigger story. So I'm like, you know what, scratch that. I'll try to get this IP and put my stuff into it, right? So, but the other thing there is people have said, well, it's different though, because you know some of these people. I couldn't do that. I couldn't email an A-list producer and they get, I mean, right back to you, 10, 15 minutes, that's pretty much right back to you in Hollywood, right? So to that, I would say, fair. You're correct, probably, you know? Like, and I would say, yeah, he's been to my house, been to my party, you know? And I made him do shots. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm a bit of a shot Nazi in that regard. And he was a good sport and did it. I don't normally do shots, but the point there is, yeah, so he's already read my stuff and liked it and been to my house. So yeah, it's different than going out someone completely cold. I get that. However, what's the way around that? The way around that is, you know, get to know them then. You know, like, write a screenplay that they give a fuck about. Who, not just whomever the producer is, right? So, you know, some people are like, well, Sherry helped you, and that. Sherry's not CC'd on this. Sherry's not even on that email. Okay, that's me reaching out. That's not Sherry reaching out. Okay, so that's not true. You know, and that's one thing about maneuvering through Hollywood is you gotta be realistic with yourself, man. And when people say that stuff about me, that's just putting roadblocks in front of yourself to come up with excuses as to why you can't do shit like this. Well, the services told me I have to have a fucking log line. No, you don't. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? You know, I'm just telling you what the fuck the heart of the story is. That's it. I don't even have a fucking title. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say, man, as long as you can get the gist of the story across to make someone interested in, like, that sounds something that I'd be interested in taking a look at. And by the way, let me explain, why did you reach out to an A-list producer and you don't even have a script yet? That seems backwards, dude. I know, it seems like that. However, I reached out to him because I wanted to test the waters and see if he would come back and say, we just attached to something very similar, or something just sold kind of like that. So then I would say, maybe I don't need to write this then. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to pre-test the waters to see, is there anything else out there like this? You know? And then if they came back and said, oh, you know, Jordan Peele has something just like this, I'd be like, okay, like, I have no chance. So I'll write something else. That's why. You know what I mean? Like, there's a method to my madness. Let me go over here now to this stuff. Is I've seen people talking about, like, you know, you must have a log line. You must have a lookbook. You must have posters. I'm just like, what in the fuck are these people talking about? You know, I know me saying this is going to be offensive to some people, and it's pretty controversial for me to say in writer Twitter. But I don't think it's controversial inside Hollywood, inside the machinery. I don't think so. You know, and I've looked at some of these things like lists or whatever, and they've said in there, I'm not going to sign up for this stuff. I just want to read it so I know what is my thought, so I can maybe say something in one of my videos, what my opinion of it is. You know, for example, you know, I saw in one that it's by committee. Okay, so what that tells me is you have to like me. You know, I have to end up on one of your lists that you're gonna, I don't even know who you're gonna send it to, first of all. Can you guys even get to A-list players? See, that's another thing too. On a certain rep, I'm not trying to put them down when I say this. I'm just saying that as a matter of fact, I had to reach out to this person because they said we can't get to him. So I said, I'll do it, man. You know? And then, you know, he responded the same day and said, go ahead and send it over, man. So I told my rep, yeah, he said, I said, here's his email, direct, go ahead and send it over, okay? Like, I'll step out of the way type of thing. But with this stuff, these lists and so forth, it's like, okay, so it's done by committee, so you have to be well liked on writer Twitter, or they're not gonna, their committee is not gonna accept you. And so my response to that for writers who are not sort of beloved darlings in writer Twitter, go around that stuff then. You don't need these people and their lists. That's a fucking fact. I don't need to be liked by some writer who's never broken in. For example, for what? You know, see, this is where it's controversial. Maybe I pissed someone off by saying this. I don't care. It's the fucking truth. I don't need to be liked by this person who's never broken in into the studio world. Okay? So I'm suggesting just go around these lists. Go around these people and go right to a manager or an agent or whatever and make your best case. You know, and do rad meetings and, you know, all of that. Why create an extra step for yourself? And sometimes that's part of my point here. I'm not saying, you know, to me, the log lines are more prevalent the lower you go. You're dealing with services and all this kind of shit. They want a log line, they want a fucking poster, you know, they want a lookbook, whatever the fuck else. I have asked an executive before, do you even read the lookbooks? You know? And she said, sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, and my lookbooks look fucking amazing, dude. But here's the thing, is like, so why am I creating all these reasons for someone to pass on me? So let me do a cute log line, which is, most log lines I've heard are terrible. Number one, it doesn't tell me the story, it doesn't tell me the heart, it doesn't tell me what's at stake, none of that. It just sounds like cutesy, like mysterious guy walks in a mysterious town, mysterious shit happens, mysterious twist happens, and you know, mysterious ending. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Just tell me what it is. You know, and again, that goes back into how agents pitch your shit. I've heard agents on the fucking phone pitching, and they're giving everything away. But what about my big twist? It's got to be a big surprise to them. No, it does not. You're trying to, that's a big surprise for the audience, bro, not for people you're working with. What are you going to tell the producer? Hey, don't read page, you know, fucking 65 to 78, because that's where the big twist happens. No, you're not going to say that. You know, you could tell them, hey, man, and the guy's dead the whole fucking time. What? Yeah, you got to see how it's done, man. It's crazy. People will not expect this shit. You know what I mean? That's what an agent would say. A good one would say that. Like, yeah, and the guy's dead the whole fucking time. You got to see how this writer did it. I've heard Sherry say that over the phone plenty of times. Do they say, oh, we know what it's about now, we don't need to read it? No, they know what it's about now, so they want to see how the fuck the writer did it, and trusting the agent that the agent knows what the fuck they're talking about. This is something I must read right now before someone gets on it. You know? there's a lot of shit I disagree with about how these services try to do this shit. And it's based on what I've seen from agents, you know, at a very high level. And it's based on what my experience has been through the industry, shit like that, right there, you know? And that's not the only time I've done it that way. I've done it that way multiple times. And they agreed to read it before it was written. Okay, so what else? Let's go over the posters real quick. I'm almost done. Posters, man, I'm skeptical as shit. So first of all, you got to be friends with them. That's the way they're gonna pick you. These lists and shit. It's done by committee. It's not done by who wrote the best screenplay. That's kind of bizarre to me. Don't you think? You know, I would pick the best screenplay, even if this person's like, fuck you, to me, fuck you. I don't like you, Jason. Da 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 da. You know, you're ugly. I hate your writing. Fuck off. But I read it, I'm like, your script's good, man. It's amazing. I'm gonna pass it on. Okay? I don't give a fuck about the personal bullshit. This is about this, dude. Okay? So, the poster thing, man, what is this? Is this something where they're trying to like funnel like you back into their thing? And you know, we know someone who could do posters for you. I was this close, excuse me, I was this close to having a poster done by a BLT because I had a friend who could get me a deal to have them do one, and they do massive shit, right? And so, but the cost of the poster would be fucking amazing, but the cost of the poster was a bit prohibitive in the fact that, I'm not gonna say the price, but close to what it would cost to finance an entire short. So I'm like, I was on the fence about it, and ultimately I decided not to do it. But I don't see any reason you need a poster. I think that's amateur. I think you go to someone like this with a poster, they're gonna be like, why do you have a poster, dude? I don't understand. Like, that's what we do. Like, that's not even your fucking job. So anyway, so I think that's it there. Log lines, man, do them if you wanna do them. But the fact of the matter is you don't have to if you don't want to. And I've told reps before, I don't do log lines. You can do it. I'm not trying to stop you from doing a log line if you need that to pitch it to them. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm not gonna write one. And, you know, I give you my blessing to write it however you want to, man. You know, but no, I will never do a log line. So I'm out. Good luck. And man, my overall point with everything is, again, there's a million ways to skin a cat. So I will listen to everybody's opinion on how to do it and cherry pick which ones make the most sense to you. It's pretty simple in my mind. So, excuse me. So good luck out there, man. And honestly, try it all, man. Try anything you hear that sounds like reasonable. Okay? So good luck, peace, kill it. Later, guys.